it's much more than that. It has to be an emotional connection. He has to feel what it's about, And indeed, I met Rohit team more than 1 year ago, but basically that was not the time for us for working out this concept. We were, as I said, we are been building our operations in India for the last 3 years, and now basically it came the time of doing it. And also, as I said, Rohit is not the first La Liga brand ambassador in India. He's the first La Liga brand ambassador anywhere in the world, other than with La Liga legends. So it's basically a huge follower, I can say it, of Real Madrid. I know, but it basically was that. No, basically everything right for partnering on this, because at the end is a partnering. It's like we are doing it together, and we feel right together, no? And for us to bring football closer to cricket fans is important. So for all Indian fans, football can be its second sport. Cricket will be always first here. We know that and we love that. But we want football to be the second sport for all cricket Indian fans, and in football to have them follow La Liga as much as they should.
Thank you. Rohit, what did it feel like when you found out you're going to be the first ever non-footballer brand ambassador of La Liga?
I was over the moon because it has never happened before, as you said just now. So to be part of this for the first ever time, I was blown away. And then, of course, it felt like, my dream has come true, because I was always a fan of La Liga, watching Real Madrid, watched all my younger days when I was growing up, watching Real Madrid play, winning those La Liga championship. So when I got to know that, this is what has come to us, I was very, very excited. And I couldn't express. I was, honestly, for the first few moments, I was shut. Honestly, I was completely shut out. And then slowly it sunk in, like how it happens to you when you score 100 or win a game for your team. It slowly sunk in, and then to be finally here, sitting and talking about La Liga, it makes me feel that it's not a dream. It is happening in real.
It's not a dream. So what meaning does football hold for you in your life, growing up and now?
Like I said, I watched football when I was growing up. In India, cricket is how football is in Spain. So everybody wants to pick up the bat and play cricket in India. But at the same time, to some extent, you need to just when you're playing cricket is a very high-profile sport, just like football. There's so much pressure. There is so much expectations from the people who are watching the sport. So you need your time off. You need to relax, and that's when I used to switch on my TV and watch football just to relax myself and watch some competitiveness on the field. Because I'm an athlete. So I only grew up watching sports. Whatever sports was available on offer to watch, I was only watching sports. And then, there is so much learning from the game itself. It teaches you so many things. Sports, like we say, is the best teacher. So, I took that very seriously, and I thought, okay, this sport can teach me a lot of things. Just because it's not cricket, it's a sport. It can teach me a lot of things, which is, staying together as a team. In football, we see they hunt in packs to score a goal. It's not about one player. It's about the team. And what I do is also about the team. We all have to come together to get the performance, to get the result. And that is what makes this sport very exciting. And cricket and football, you can relate. There are 11 players on the pitch. All the 11 players are striving for one goal, which is to win the game. I have seen on all these footballers' face that they have so much passion in winning games, and so much emotion as well. When you see them not qualifying or not winning the game, there's so much emotion that comes out. So it means so much for them to go out there and express themselves. So, and that is what cricket is also all about. There's so many people watching sport. Close to 1.4 billion people watching in India. So you can imagine how it is on the field for all these footballers. So there's a lot of learnings. The learnings will never stop from these sports.
That's great. Did you ever aspire to play football professionally, or was it always cricket for you?
Not professionally, I'll be very honest. Cricket was my love to start with. Obviously in India there's cricket and then the other sports. But like I said, football was also very, very close to me. Only because, it gives me so much joy to watch all these players when they score a goal, they celebrate, they make those, moves on the field. So those kind of things I used to look forward to. And then obviously the passion which they play with to win every game for their club, for their country. Like I said, the learnings, the aspiration will never stop, and it cannot be put out in numbers. There are heaps of them because it's such a this sport is so big, and it can teach you every day about something or the other. So I cannot put an end to this. That this is the learning I can take. I can take learning every day from the sport.
Somebody who can have, as last night, 50,000 people chanting his name in a match of a sport that, as Rohit says, it's followed by 1.4 billion people in India. Wow, I think that says it all, no? And as I said, he is a football person, and basically he can show, as I said before, that to all Indian cricket fans that they can have a second love called football. And inside football you have many choices, all of them are great, but of course I always encourage Indian fans to follow first your own league, which is ISL, defend your football, help your football to build up, and after following ISL, whatever is your club, Mumbai, Hyderabad, the new one, Chennai, whatever, Bengaluru, follow an international team, and hopefully I want them to follow a liga team. And for that, I know that Rohit also supports not only La Liga, supports the development of Indian sports, Indian football. We are all together in that. But let's not forget for what we are here. We are here for developing Spanish football, La Liga football among Indian fans. So I think we are sure that Rohit is the right person for helping us doing that.
And Rohit, let's get to know your thoughts on football through quick rapid fire. Favorite footballer?
Zinedine Zidane.
Favorite club?
Real Madrid.
Your FIFA World Cup team?
Spain.
If you
this is not because I'm associated with La Liga. You can see it since the beginning. These were the names that I used to love. Zinedine Zidane is the one I watched him play, and that's how I started watching football regularly. And Spain, obviously, because of their skill, how they play football. 2010 was, I think, 2010 they won the World Cup. 2010, and I was not in India. I was watching it. I was out of India watching it with my friends, and they were playing Netherlands, the finals. The way they played that game, the way Andres Iniesta it was who scored that goal. I still remember he scored that goal last minute, and the passion and the way that everyone, the way the team came together after that goal, says it all. And then obviously Real Madrid is because of again the skill. I believe in skills. I believe in passion, and these are the teams, Spain and Real Madrid. They are the teams I follow because of their passion and how they play and how much skills they have within their group. You name it from the top to the bottom, they are all champions.
If you could meet any footballer, who would it be and what would you say to him?
I would like to meet all of them, all the footballers. Actually, it's true because I want to know how they play the game and how they manage to keep themselves fit. Because more importantly, football is not an easy sport. Just like cricket, there's so much expectations, and I know how it feels when there are people expecting for you to every game come out and score a goal and win the game for your club or the country. So I don't mind to be a reporter in front of them and ask these little questions about their passion, about those little moments that how did you score that goal, how did that through ball came in your head, what was going in your mind when you passed the ball, when you free kicked that ball, how did that happen? So those little questions I would love to ask all these top players, whether it's Messi, Ronaldo, or Zinedine Zidane for sure.
Your Champions League prediction?
I mean, there's no question, is there? What do you think, Jose?
It will be for sure either Madrid, Barca, or Atletico, or even Valencia.
But I want Real to win, obviously.
And who is the best footballer in the Indian cricket team?
There are lots of them actually. We've got, as you guys know, we've got Zlatan Ibrahimovic in our squad as well. That's Ishan Sharma. But he doesn't have a good football skill. MS Dhoni is the number one football player.
My next question was, you called Ishan Zlatan. Who else in the cricket team reminds you of footballers?
Actually, a few guys who, these young guys who just come into the team now, like Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul, Hardik Pandya, all these guys, they follow football and they do watch all these footballers, their hairstyle and what they do with their hairstyle and all that. So yeah, all these guys, they do that quite a bit.
So that was the end of our rapid fire, the last couple of questions. Mr. Kajaza, what are your plans with Rohit as brand ambassador of La Liga in India, apart from the El Clasico that you mentioned?
Well, we want to keep. First, we want to help him to meet as many football players and legends we can, because that's good for him, also good for us to bring his names closer to the Indian fans. And well, basically what you expect of any brand ambassador, to help you to bring your brand closer to the fans, trying to do as many activations with him as possible, and especially this time I think we'll have quite a focus on a digital cooperation and doing things together. And also one important thing is that he'll help us to bring the broadcast of our matches to Indian fans through his Facebook page, and hopefully Rohit will tell fans also what he thinks about La Liga, recommend some matches to come, and those matches will be able, for making it easier to the fans, they'll be able to go to them through Rohit's page. And I think a good time for starting that will be next week, the next Wednesday Clásico. That will be not too bad time. It starts 8 p.m, so we'll be around midnight, 12:30 a.m. Not the best, but I think we'll be glued to the screen for watching it.
We look forward to seeing that on Rohit's page.
Well, I think it's like if I have to say how it was a few years ago to now, I mean it's taken giant leaps in this last few years. I think it has become competitive, and if you see the skill level as well, you can see on display when you see ISL and when you see the Indian national team play against all this opposition, you can see them winning those games only because of what has happened in this last few years. The infrastructure has grown immensely, and ISL in particular has provided a great platform to all these younger Indian players to come out and display the skill, just like how IPL has done for Indian cricket. So I think you've got to give a lot of credit to ISL to bring out all the best.